Hey guys, and welcome to our also remote workplace holiday session. My name is Alexander Galippo and I'm Cloud Solution Architect with also Germany. So in the next 20 minutes, we will have a look at our also workplace holidays. What is it? It sounds really nice. Workplace and holidays is not something that you really put together. Then we will have a look how we will, why we will use Windows Virtual Desktop for this. Then we will have a look at the WVD features. We'll show you our also one-click solutions where we can really easy build this up and really easy deploy something like this Windows Virtual Desktop environment. And then you will have a little sneak peek to our Windows Virtual Desktop trial that's released in some countries and will be released in more countries soon. So let's start with the remote workplace holidays. So working like this is not really the usual way we work every day, but in times of Corona, we all experienced how hard it can be to work at home if you have children or neighbors that are really loud, and it's really sometimes rubbing your nerves, and it's really hard to work from home and to do really to really concentrate on your work. So why not work from really nice places like your garden, or if you don't have a garden, then maybe you go to the beach or into nice woods, or maybe to a seaside and work from there. The only thing you need is just your laptop and your smartphone for tethering, and then you can sit on there and work from nearby everywhere you want. So how can we do that? You need just a PC with Windows, Mac OS, iOS or Android, and a browser that supports HTML5. And you can nearby access this environment, your virtual environment, from every current browser. So regardless if you work with a Mac, where you can use every browser that works on Mac that supports HTML5, an iPad, an iPhone, Android, or a browser. You can also use applications that will connect to your virtual environment. But if you don't have access to the application, then you can use just a normal web browser for that. So why do we do that with Windows Virtual Desktop? So if you look what is needed for an RDS infrastructure that you build up by yourself, it's really hard to maintain everything and to build up and keep it running. So there's a lot of things that you need to host that. You need to really install the updates, everything else. So if you go to a cloud service, you have definitely less management overhead to care about. Also, you benefit from the security of Azure Active Directory integration. So if you go with the Microsoft 365 suite, which comes with the Windows Enterprise that you need for virtualizing your Microsoft Windows 10 in the cloud environment, then you also have a really big security suite that comes with Microsoft 365, like conditional access, like multi-factor authentication. So there's a lot of features that are also included in this Microsoft 365 package that you need to license the Windows Virtual Desktop environment. Also, you can make use of the Windows 10 multi-session that's exclusively allowed to run on Azure. There's a lot of things that really make big sense in running this Microsoft Windows Virtual Desktop experience, because it separates the operation system, the user data, and applications from your local hardware. So there's a separation of the compute environment from local devices, and that's really come in handy when you lose your computer, or you damage your computer, or you simply run out of battery or something else. Then you can just switch to another device and use the browser and continue working with this one. So Microsoft bought a company like FSLogix that separates user data from the local hardware and attaches that as a virtual hard disk. And so you just keep everything in one place in the cloud, nice and safely. Also, you can do this with applications with MSIX App Attach. So this keeps you away from installing the software on your cloud device. So it just attaches a virtual hard disk that contains the application. So you definitely reduce the risk of data loss. And last but not least, as you all know, traditional RDS infrastructures are really cost expensive, complex. It's difficult to plan them, to maintain, and to license them. So anybody who licensed RDS infrastructure knows what I'm talking about. It's really not that easy. So using a SaaS service or a PaaS service like Windows Virtual Desktop brings you the benefit of the cloud services in that form, that it brings you everything that you need to build up by yourself in just one service that you don't have to pay for. So there's the gateway, the broker, load balancer, diagnostics, and the management. These services are completely free for all users. So what you have to pay for is just the Microsoft 365 license, and you have to pay for the infrastructure that's running in Azure. Everything else around this, the complete service, is free by itself, so you don't have to pay for that. Then one of the really important features that Windows Virtual Desktop brings is you can use the multi-factor, not the multi-factor, but the multi-session Windows 10 images. So if you look at the monitoring in the upper picture, you can see the utilization of the resources is really not that good for every user that's using the environment. So normally a user is just using about 20% of the resources that are dedicated to him. So you lose a lot of that. And as everybody knows, in Azure, you lose money if you don't use your resources really like they are supposed to be used. Because if you use a resource, if you just book the resource, it doesn't matter if you really use it up to 80-90% or just to 10%, they cost the same. So what you want to do is you want to use everything that you pay for, and that is being done by using the multi-session ones. Just put a few users on there so you can see the utilization is much better on the lower right picture here. Also a nice feature is you can use host pools for different departments, like a creative, finance, or HR. So creative ones, more or less, a few of them use CAD software, so they need very expensive and expensive machines with GPUs inside. If you want to do this with a RDS server, then every user has to use this environment, and you have to pay a big price for or have a big investment for just a platform for a few users. So in Azure you can just use a host pool for these ones and just add the users that are supposed to work with this. So also the finance ones and the HR ones may have different workloads, so you can separate these ones and just use the resources that you have for the guys that really need the resources for what they do. So how can I also help to build up one of these nice WBD solutions? Well, also is inventing this automation one-click solutions, because we found out there's a big need for an easy deployment of complex workloads like WVDs. So WVD contains a lot of services that need to put together, and it's really hard to achieve that if you have no experience, or you have no time, or no capabilities to test everything out. So what we did, we built this service under our Also Cloud Marketplace, and put this under our Also Managed Services. And so we make use of our Azure Automation Also IP. So we built a complete package for you, and you just have to click this solution and enter a few values, and then you are ready to go. So how does it look like if you want to deploy that? So what you can see is Windows Virtual Desktop is a service that you can add to your marketplace, and then you can just enter a few values like the tenant ID, subscription, the Azure Active Directory domain you want to deploy to, and the workplace or the workload location, and then you can specify the host pool, like the pool name, like if you want to have a pooled or a multi-session solution, which machines you want to use, or which workload type you want to go for light one, for a heavier, or maybe you want to use graphics, then you can choose this here. Then you just have to enter the number of users, and you're free to go to deploy everything. So you don't need to choose any VM. You don't need to choose everything else that's been deployed in the background. Everything has been done by us. So the next thing it deploys is the Windows Virtual Desktop itself, the Active Directory domain service, the networking part, the host pools that contains the machines that the users access, an auto-scaling option that you can specify. When do I need my VMs? When are they being shut down? How many users are using which VMs, and so on. Then we have this promo check and activation. So if there's a promo, you don't have to activate it by yourself. It's automatically applied by us. And you can use Azure tagging for easier separation of your departments. So what I was talking about earlier, you have these different loads, and depending on your choice, it chooses the right machines for your load or for your workload that you work with or your users work with. So there's, as an example, there's Microsoft Medium that's been recommended for Microsoft for Word, Excel users, and web browsing, and this uses a special VM that's been dedicated for this VM, and yeah, you can see there's, in this case here, you can see this is dedicated for 4 users. So you don't have to take this choice. It's been done by us. So you just have to enter the workload you want to go with and the amount of users, and everything else has been done in the background. So if we look at deployment itself, at the end it deploys a few services like Active Directory domain services, the load balancer, the network security group, the public IP that you can access the VMs, the virtual network stuff like the network itself and the interfaces, and also a log analytics workspace that we need for creating the monitoring, and that you can see that you can use for your log files. Also Key Vault that secures your really important passwords. Then there is the host pool that includes the auto-scaling part. Also the application group where you can put in your applications and add these applications and attach it to the users that need to use special applications or standard applications. It's just your choice which applications you attach to which user. And also it contains the automation accounts availability set that makes sure that your VMs are available and are running different parts of the data center, and also the logic app that really does the job in doing the automation itself. So also there is the Azure Active Directory part that contains the WVD admin and the administrators, and also the scaling service principal. So this is just the version 1 of our WVD one-click solution. What's coming next? Well, we add more capabilities that will help our resellers to automate the deployment even more. So the next deployment package will include not only Azure Active Directory main service, that's already there, but you can also use Azure Active Directory or Active Directory Classic on-premise or in Azure itself. Also, you can specify the virtual networking part. You can choose between the standard images that Microsoft is hosting. It's the ones with the current Windows version, and Microsoft is also adding something like Office option or Microsoft 365 part. Or you can go with a custom image. That really comes in handy if you want to deploy your custom images that you modify or update by yourself. Just add it there, and you can upload and go with your image. So everything is already prepared from you. You just put the image there, it will be uploaded and will be used for the host pool that you want to use it with. Also, we use the new auto-scaling feature that's been deployed by Microsoft. Microsoft is currently developing an auto-scaling solution. While we are talking, or for the last 1.5 years, Microsoft is using an application or an auto-scaling script that runs in the background, and it's been triggered by this logic apps that we saw before. So Microsoft is using a complete new auto-scaling feature, and we integrate that in our environment too. And also you can do resource tagging. So that means that you can tag every resource you want, included not just only the host pool, but you can tag every resource and flag it to one of the departments. So we also have this Windows Virtual Desktop trial, and this is a very simple and cost-free way to test the Windows Virtual Desktop capabilities that's been hosted by us. So you can use this as a self-education tool to get a first look and feel. How is that working? How does it look like? Is this something that may be interesting for me or for my customers? And you can also use it as a sales tool to demonstrate the environment to the end customer. So if the customer likes the look and feel, and you can for sure brand this with your own logos and images, whatever you want, you can just use this for showing what it's capable of. So what is included in the trial environment? So there's also an Office 365 user, and that is licensed with Microsoft 365 Business Premium. Also, you have access to the application and desktop virtualization experience. That's the VM itself that you can access. So this is the Windows Virtual Desktop itself. Also, we have a really nice reporting feature. So this is monitoring for your complete environment. So you get detailed information about the VM statistics, about the agent health status of the agent that's running on the machines, and about session details like which sessions are up, how many users are connected, and so on. So there's a broad overview of everything that's really important for you. So if you think this is really something that might be interesting for you or for your customers, just contact your local teams, and you can just use this trial. Try that out. I think it's really nice tool to get a feeling about what is possible and how things are working, and just use a trial, try it out. I think even after Corona, the way we are working is changing, and a lot of us will stay at home and work from home. So this is a really good solution and an option to do business with a cloud service, and just try it out and make use of that. So I think this is really nice solutions, and there's also other solutions that's more or less one click that will come up in the near future. So stay tuned, and I hope you're happy with the solution. So thank you very much, and take care.